today's day trade brought to you by Day Trade the World, the world's leading day trade company. Get involved now. Go to that website, scan that QR code, daytradetheworld.com. But look, I mean, today, wow, I have Google on board right now. I think it's close to $2 in the money, and that reversed on this play as well. But we'll play Apple because it's the news, right? We started the day today with Apple longs. Like, we really wanted that. Brendan hit the nail on the head. Apple was one of my top stocks as we take the trade early in the pre-market here at that 150 mark. It was actually 150.60. Started to get some at 151.20, so on and so forth, letting this trade work out, right? Then all of a sudden, the market starts to get a little bit heavy. I don't know if someone anticipated this move to the downside, but there we are at 12,000 right now. And I'll talk about why that's key, where I'm out here on Apple. But, you know, the market was starting to get a little top heavy here around noon, 11 o'clock. Then all of a sudden, the Apple news comes out, like we talked about, some layoffs and so on and so forth, pause on hiring. We'll get all that to you as the show goes on. But as soon as that happened, look, we tried one more time here to take the bid of Apple in front of that 150. So we go long 150.50, then again 150.10 or so. When it breaks back down, we wind up getting out, right? Then we're like, oh my God, what is going on here? Apple just shouldn't have made this move. It was cruising all day. Then all of a sudden, a few nice candles to the downside. We figure out the story. I just look it up, what's going on with Apple, boom. Brendan brings it to us, and then I just go short. Basically, price, no discrimination. As soon as I heard that news, I was like, Apple's been rocking the last little while. Where's my 20-minute chart on Apple? It's down here. You could see this one right here, the 20-minute. Look how strong Apple's been all the way to the 150. Then today we open up above 150. So Apple's had a monster move to the upside. We like the long, but at the same token, we know there's a lot of downside movements here. Even into this 144 could be a level of concern, right? So that's all. Nothing. We just hit the short. Then it starts to fall. We're like, okay, let's get some out here in the 30s. Boom, it's right there. That's 20, 30 cents. Then we take a piece out at 149. We're like, are you kidding me? This is now 70 cents in the money. Pulling back in. We take something out at 148.80. I don't know. Started to go back up. Maybe that's a stop. No, 148. Why did we take 148 again? Oh, I put lines on here, but they disappeared. That's okay. Here's 148 right into here. So we had some tops there, tops right into here about that 148. Unfortunately, I did draw lines that are gone, but that 148 I thought could be support. So there's the out right there at 140.18. Then all of a sudden, it's like, see ya, to the north side, down to 147.20. So then you get into this area right down here, between 146 and 147. But that's not really the reason why we got out, right? So as Apple's coming back down, we take that out. So we basically have the top of that move, sort of. I think you could have got short 150, but I don't know if the news was out then. And then we take that very bottom, right? We see there's a wick down there, so I sort of thought, maybe we're wick the bottom there at 147, and let's just get out and move on off the Apple trade. But the reason why, I said we go over this a little bit more. See the NASDAQ? That's 12,000 right there. So as we bounce around that 12K, there's going to be no bigger market mover than Apple, right? We know what kind of percentage is 10% plus on the NASDAQ, 4+% on the S&P. So if we're going to come up to some sort of resistance, let's just get out of Apple. We closed it for a $2.30 winner right there. So it's a monster trade. We still have short Google as well. So we'll hold on to that. But again, on specific news, like whenever I see that about Apple and it just tanks like this, like down 2 or 3%, because remember, we were up that much. I feel like layoffs and things like that and hiring freezes and whatnot, I don't know. I think that's kind of par for the course for a lot of companies right now. So I feel like this was a little bit overdone. Now, is it foreshadowing possibly earnings and what's going to come from tech companies? Maybe. And I think that's why we see this move down. I'm looking to see what does happen here at 12,000. We have oil up as well, up 4% today. But it's Apple, man. We break that 150. We got jiggy with it early, man. We took the nice bid in. So that's 20, 40, 60, 80%. And then we do lose on our last 20% as we average in, put on a position here, dump it back down. Apple goes to the downside. Trade of the day brought to you by Day Trade the World, and it's Apple.